So doing a quick artifact count: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-ish. Oh well. It looks like I'm going to go back to the black plan here, even with that late turn to slag, because Geth is a pretty sweet bomb. So I think I'm just going to hide the turn to slag. Scrap melter I won't. Ooh. And another, look, I'm not necessarily infect, but he's just fine outside of infect. There's a lot of good black cards in this pack, but I'm going to take Mr. Skittles, as some nice Manameres, but I'm going to take the black bomb here. So I now have some nice guys to clone shell into. I think based on just having the other 5-drops, I can hide the Soliton. I don't think I'm going to play Trigon Infestation here. I don't think Chrome Seed's going to make it either. It looks more like a good stuff deck. That's a nice card, but not on color. And I can't really complain. I got past Skittles and open to Geth. I'm going to take the Horizon Spell Bomb. This will let me splash Scrap Melter a little easier. I also have the Iron Mirror, so between the two, it's safe to say I can get Scrap Melter in there. It's looking less like a liquid metal coating is necessarily going to make the cut. Goes well with Defiance. And I have 3 artifact removal spells, so it might be okay. And I might be playing the Carapace Forger regardless, so I guess it works there too. I don't think I'm going to end up playing the Chrome Steed, though. We'll see. Looking a little top heavy. Which is going to make something like Lead and Mirror quite a bit better. Happy to see it. Even Cisbear, even though I'm not really an infect deck, it is a good blocker early in the game, and I look like I'm just trying to get to my late game bombs here. But I think I prefer the acceleration. I think I can hide the Harvester. I don't think I need that many. And it's just outclassed by my... I mean, it's even outclassed by my 5-drops in general. So, I don't think that's going to make the cut. I think I can hide the Chrome Steed at this point. I don't think I'm going to get to the point where I really want to play it. Like, I don't want to have to rely on having liquid metal coating out for it to be reasonable. At least the Forger can come out on turn 2 and be a reasonable size. That being said, I'd probably want to cut it if I wasn't also going to play coating. There's an Embersmith here, but I don't know if I like it as a splash, especially when I'm low on the artifact count. I think I'm just going to take Horizon Spell Bomb here. I don't know if I need a third one. I don't know if I need an Alpha tier next either, though. I wonder how good Genesis Wave is in this deck. It's okay. I don't think I need an Alpha tier next. I'll take the Spell Bomb. Okay, well, maybe I take the tower here. I don't know if I want to play like a kind of hybrid deck. And with 3 Horizon Spell Bombs and 2 Mirrors, all likely making the deck. It might be nice to have something else to do, an extra thing to do with my mana late in the game. And there's just really nothing else I want. I can take a Wing Puncture, but I think I prefer the tower. Here I'll take another Tal'Gied Defiance. Yeah. I could take Blister Gub. I'm pretty low on early drops, but I think I want another cantrip and another card to make it worth playing Liquid Metal Coating. It's worth noting Life Staff is not very good in this deck. As it is, it's okay. I do have a couple mirrors to put it on and get some extra value. I'm going to take the Defiance. Here I think I'm just taking Blight Mamba. It's a reasonable defender too. So here's some choices. I have a Leaden Mirror, which wouldn't be too bad, but there's also another Molder Beast. I don't know if I need another 5-drop. Molder Beast is still pretty good in the deck with the Horizon Spell Bombs and Replica, or another Mirror, or another Forger. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go for the Molder Beast. It's probably the wrong choice. I probably should have taken another Mirror since I'm so top heavy here. I wish I had more time. It's not often you get such a difficult choice so late in the draft. Okay, I'll take Victor Asp here. I could see myself needing another early blocker. Don't think I'm going to play it main, but probably could have ended up with a decent Infect deck this draft. It's just so hard to tell going in, and if you know, if it's not open, you just get completely destroyed. So there's some decision making to make in the deck building process. For example, is Liquid Metal Coating going to make the cut? Am I going to play all 3 Horizon Spell Bombs? I actually think I will. Light Staff is questionable, as is the Genesis Wave. That'll be my questionable pile. Liquid Metal Coating I think is questionable, but the thing is that it's going to make a lot of my borderline cards better. So like, and I think like without a package like this, I'm going to be short on playables. Like, this is another maybe. So like, if I'm going to end up having to play Defiance and Forger anyway, and Forger's not that bad. I actually should redo an artifact count. With 3 spell bombs, maybe Chrome Steed becomes playable. I think I like Tower of Calamities in this deck. And I probably play the double Instill Infection. There's a lot of cantrips and 2-for-1s and so on. Clone Shell probably makes us a cut. I don't know if this is too many 5-drops. That's about it for the cards I know I want to play. And so I'm definitely missing stuff in the early part of my curve. And so I think I like having, for example, Carapace Forger, even without Metalcraft. My artifact count is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then if I go 10, play these guys. And I go 17 land. I think 17 land's a little much with 3 spell bombs and 2 mirrors. Then I can add either a Life Staff. So if I add a Life Staff, then I'm at the point where Chrome Steed becomes probably playable. But how good is Life Staff in this deck? There's also the option of Blight Mamba as another early guy. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is 10 enough for Chrome Steed? It won't be the best Chrome Steed of all time, but it might be playable, especially since I'm missing other things to do on turn 4 that actually stick on the board, for at least. Like, Calamity sticks on the board, but doesn't do anything on the board until much later. And then these guys are all just removal spells. So all I have is Scrap Melter, Replica, Tick. It's definitely a powerful deck, but I've got to get to the later turns. Maybe Mamba just helps me do that a little bit better. I mean, even with all these late drops, I think 17 lands is too many. I have, especially like drawing cards off of Defiance to help me get there, 2 mirrors, and especially 3 spell bombs. I mean, it does take a turn to use the spell bombs, so I mean, maybe I don't want to play all 3 spell bombs. To go with the Molder Beast. I have some sinks for my mana in Geth, Tower Calamities. That's about it. I could play Genesis Wave. I don't know how good it is here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spells, 7 spells that it just doesn't activate. So if I do it for example, if I do it for 8, then I should hit an average of 1, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 15 out of 40 is like 42, 43% about. So I'm hitting 3 cards on average that aren't lands. So draw 3 random spells for 8 mana is not, and put them into play, but it's still not the greatest. I didn't count Geth in that, obviously, because it wouldn't hit in there. And for 4, then if I'm doing it for 4, just because I'll have all these 4, so if I'm doing it for 7 mana, it's just not good. Because I'm only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 25% of my deck, of not including lands, and so I'm hitting out of 4 cards, 1 of them on average. I'm gonna hit 1 card, and if that 1 card is like an Iron Mirror, well, I just spent 7 mana for an Iron Mirror and a couple lands. So no. So Genesis Wave is definitely not. This is not the deck for Genesis Wave. Maybe I just play Blight Mamba. I mean, it's a good defender. The other option is Telgiad Fallen, I guess, fitting the curve. Actually, and I'm playing. It also goes well with the liquid metal coating. Okay, let's try that out. Let's see how a random main deck Telgiad Fallen fits. I guess there's also the Trigon of Infestation that could be considered. So not the great. Like the deck can certainly have some pretty bad matchups, and I guess against an aggressive deck, a very good aggressive deck, I would have to sort of rearrange, especially like lower. I definitely have to lower my curve a little, I think. But I'm going to go with this as my main. I think 1 mountain is just fine with 3 spell bombs and the Iron Mirror. I potentially could try to fit turn to Slag in here, but I don't know if I like that option. I have enough to do at turn 5 as it is with 5. But I have enough of a heavy